12. Latest archaeological discoveries that shocked scientists. From the ancient Stonehenge site in England, to the giant, time-defying structure of the Giza Pyramids in Egypt and the colossal Nazca Lines in Peru, these are all names that represent long-standing mysteries that science has yet to fully explain. A few years ago, thanks to advances in science, the global field of archaeology made new discoveries about our world. However, it seems that these new findings have only raised more questions, pushing science to continue deciphering the history of Earth and the civilizations of ancient humanity. These archaeological discoveries prove that the Earth we live on holds many strange secrets. There are countless ancient mysteries that archaeologists and scientists have uncovered, and all of the latest ones will be explored in today's video. A 1,000-year-old mummy with intact hair. During an excavation at the Huaca archaeological site in Lima, Peru, the research team made a surprising discovery beneath the bustling city. It was a mummy estimated to be over 1,000 years old, with well-preserved brown hair. Archaeologist Mirella Ganoza reported that the ancient remains were found in a tomb at the Huaca Monument, which is a large clay pyramid standing over 21 meters tall. The structure consists of 7 alternating tiers and was built by the Lima culture, an ancient civilization from the coastal region of central Peru. This site also served as a significant ceremonial and religious center for the ancient people. The mummy was described as the remains of an adult in a seated position with its legs bent. Not only was the hair of the mummy perfectly intact, but the teeth were almost completely unchanged. The team of experts further mentioned that the body was wrapped in simple cloth. Inside the tomb, there were several artifacts such as ceramic vessels and woven textiles. These objects will help archaeologists determine the age of the tomb. Based on the remaining remnants, experts estimate that the mummy dates back to around the year 1000 AD. During that time, the Ixma people lived in this area and are believed to have built at least 16 pyramids, dominating the central coast of Peru until the rise of the Inca Empire. The Huaca archaeological site, constructed around 500 AD, is located in the heart of Miraflores. The gender of the mummy has yet to be determined. However, this new discovery will assist researchers in assessing the health, culture, and society of the indigenous Peruvians, and they hope that in the future, they will be able to accurately determine why this mummy was found in such an enigmatic location. Medieval mummy mysteriously found in birch bark. Near the village of Salakhard in Tyumen Oblast, Russia, archaeologists recently discovered and excavated a mysterious medieval mummy wrapped in birch bark, located 18 miles south of the Arctic Circle. This mummy is believed to belong to a child or adolescent who lived during the 12th or 13th century. The area where this mysterious mummy was found is thought to be a medieval cemetery known as Zeleny Yar. In this cemetery, several bodies have been buried in unique ways that differ from other burial practices in the region. In addition to the mummy, experts also discovered several copper artifacts. Based on these findings, the experts hypothesized that the body may be linked to Persia. The mummy is wrapped in a thin metal layer and then encased in birch bark, buried deep in the frozen ground. The overall length of the birch bark cocoon is about 1.3 meters, 4.3 feet, with a width of about 30 centimeters, 1 foot. This copper layer helped protect the body from oxidation, keeping it separate from bacteria in the tomb. Moreover, due to the cold climate, the body would naturally dry out. This burial method is considered quite unusual, unlike other common burial practices from the past. Previously, archaeologists had uncovered 34 graves in this area. 5 of the mummies were wrapped in copper and covered with layers of reindeer, beaver, and wolf fur. However, excavation work was halted in 2002 after local residents protested, fearing it would disturb the spirits of their ancestors. 2,000-year-old chemical weapons. The first evidence of chemical weapons was discovered in the ancient city of Dura Europos, Syria, in the early 20th century. Specifically, archaeologists found the bodies of 19 Roman soldiers and 1 Persian soldier in a tunnel in Dura Europos, which was under Roman control during the 3rd century. Initially, researchers believed that the 20 people had died in a tunnel collapse. However, upon closer examination, they uncovered an astonishing truth. The soldiers had suffocated due to sulfur dioxide gas. In 256 BC, the Sassanid Persians used chemical weapons in the form of toxic gas created by fire, sulfur, pitch, and blowpipes to suffocate Roman soldiers in the tunnels. This discovery represents the first scientific evidence of chemical warfare in ancient times. Mysterious handprints of the ancient Maya. In a cave on the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, archaeologists reported the discovery of around 137 handprints, estimated to be over 200 years old, belonging to the ancient Maya civilization. These handprints, in red and black, were primarily left by children and are imprinted on the cave walls beneath a 15-meter, 50-foot ceiba tree, which the ancient Maya regarded as sacred. They believed the branches of the ceiba tree held up the sky. In addition to the handprints, archaeologists also discovered a carved face and 6 stone reliefs. The ancient Maya civilization flourished in the southeastern region of Mexico and parts of Central America, emerging around 2000 BC and lasting until the 16th century, when the Spanish arrived in Central America. However, the true meaning of these handprints remains a mystery. Although several hypotheses have been proposed, the exact purpose or significance of the handprints is still an enigma that has yet to be fully explained. The graveyard of thousands of mummies without full bodies. The mystery of the ancient tomb with thousands of corpses in Peru has recently been uncovered and decoded by scientists. According to researchers, this area has existed for about 200 years and was used to settle disputes, followed by religious rituals. The research team, which included international archaeologists, conducted excavations between 2004 and 2007, discovering more than 171 mummies from small tombs and burial chambers around the cemetery area known as Tenaha. The tombs are located on small hills around the area. The number of mummies here could be in the thousands, far exceeding the number of living people. The mummies were found with their arms folded across their chest and legs bent, with their knees touching their shoulders before death. Notably, the bodies were bound with ropes and wrapped in layers of cloth. The cemetery contains both fetuses and infants stored in jars, as well as adults. Most of the mummies were found in a state of decay, primarily due to rodent activity and water damage. Furthermore, experts discovered that some of the mummies had been intentionally shattered. The bones of these mummies were scattered and moved between dozens of graves to the mortuary. In one tomb, archaeologists found around 400 body parts, including hands, feet, and teeth. These individuals were likely residents of nearby villages around Tenaha. The researchers not only uncovered graves full of mummies, but also discovered numerous storage buildings and communal areas. This was a special place where people could come together to share meals. Tenaha and its surrounding areas were historically marked by conflicts over different periods. Villages would fight over farmland or political power. Thus, the discovery of these mummies is likely connected to these battles. Giant footprints at Ain Dara Temple. Another pair of giant footprints was discovered at the Ain Dara Temple, located in northwest Aleppo, Syria in 1955. The temple dates back thousands of years to the Iron Age. The archaeologist who excavated the site, Ali Abu Asaf, stated that the temple existed from 1300 to 740 BC and was built before Solomon's temple. The Ain Dara temple is divided into 3 sections: the front courtyard, the vestibule, and the main hall, which includes the sanctuary. The temple is decorated with hundreds of carvings, such as lions, angels, mythical creatures, mountain gods, geometric designs, and more, all representing a glorious past. The most distinctive feature of the temple is the 4 giant footprints found on the stone floor, each approximately 1 meter long. 2 of the footprints are side by side in the front courtyard. One is located in front of the first 2, and the last one is at the entrance to the main hall. Since the 2 footprints in the back are left by a left foot and a right foot, and the distance between the upper and lower footprints is about 9 meters, some have speculated that these footprints could have been left by a giant. If a person could take a step covering 9 meters, the height of this giant would likely be around 20 meters. So, were these giant footprints left by a giant, by gods, or by animals? Or did they come from elsewhere? What do they represent? This mystery remains unsolved to this day. The ruins of the old Lion's Den Theater. Nearly 500 years later, has the famous Lion's Den Theater finally been forgotten? However, during excavations in London, archaeologists discovered ruins they believe to be the remains of this famous theatre, one of the oldest in England. According to historians, this structure was built during the Elizabethan era, around 1567, under the initiative of a merchant named John Braine. With its outdoor stage design, this theatre was used to host theatre troupes performing in the capital. Historical records from 1567 to 1569 indicate that the theatre became the center of legal disputes between its owners and the carpenters involved in its construction. What happened to the building after this period remains a mystery. However, we know that in 1976, John Braine partnered with his brother-in-law James Burbage to construct another theatre called the Theatre. Located in Shoreditch on the east side of London, this second building became England's first permanent theatre, where many of the young playwright William Shakespeare's works were performed in the 1590s. This theatre was eventually dismantled in 1598 after a dispute with the landlord, and its materials were used to build another theatre, known as the Globe Theatre. The foundations of the theatre were excavated by archaeologists in 2008. Unfortunately, the same has not happened with the Lion's Den Theatre. The exact location of this theatre remains unknown. Analysis of maps and historical documents suggests that the Lion's Den Theatre may have been located in Whitechapel, but there is no evidence to confirm this. At the Whitechapel site, archaeologists unearthed a distinct rectangular structure in 2019. This structure, measuring 12.3 meters by 9.3 meters with a height of 1.5 meters, appears to match descriptions of the Lion's Den Theatre from the 1569 legal case. 12.2 meters long from north to south, 9.1 meters wide from east to west. At the same site, excavations have revealed architectural features dating from the 15th, 16th, and 17th centuries. Two of these structures appear to be burial chambers. According to archaeologists, the Lion's Den Theatre was originally a farm serving a brewery before it was transformed into a theatre and later became an inn that operated until the 18th century. Additionally, artifacts found at the site, including small jars, cups, glasses, and bottles, have provided significant evidence to support the theory that this is the location of the Lion's Den Theatre. However, archaeologists will need to continue their excavations, analyze their findings, and create a more detailed map of the identified structures to definitively confirm the site's function and identity. 500-year-old unbroken eggs. Recently, archaeologists discovered a jar of rice and several unbroken eggs dating back 500 years in Sichuan province, China. The rice jar, along with the eggs, was found in a Ming Dynasty tomb, 1368 to 1644, in the park of Guang'an City. The eggs, with their shells still intact, were buried inside the rice jar. Scientists are still verifying the number of eggs. Tang Yunmei, the curator of the Guang'an Museum, stated that the coffin was sealed and had excellent moisture and corrosion-resistant designs, with a thick layer of lime, 2 to 5 centimeters, inside. The rice jar and the eggs were protected by a lid. Historians are still debating the cultural significance of placing eggs in a tomb. One hypothesis is that the eggs symbolize the continuity of life through multiple generations of descendants. On the other hand, some suggest that the tomb's owner might have simply enjoyed eating eggs in life. The discovery of unbroken eggs in ancient tombs is extremely rare in China. As a result, archaeologists are carefully verifying the number of eggs and taking precautions to avoid any accidental damage to these mysterious relics. The 1,000-year-old mysterious artifact cache. Archaeologists in Mexico recently discovered a ceremonial cave of the Maya civilization containing a mysterious cache of artifacts. The cave system, known as Balamku, or Jaguar God, holds at least 150 valuable relics from the Maya civilization. Researchers believe the cave has remained hidden for over 1,000 years. According to the archaeologists, the cave's entrance is difficult to access, which adds to its sacred nature, suggesting it was used for mystical rituals. Inside the cave, numerous ceramic artifacts were found, including at least 200 incense burners, along with many vases and dishes. Human bones may also be hidden within the cave. The Balamku cave is expected to provide additional clues about the Maya civilization. Since it has been sealed for centuries, it is likely to contain invaluable information. What makes the discovery even more significant is that archaeologists had to crawl through narrow passages to reach the ceremonial rooms. This highlights the complexity of studying the cave, as well as how limited and mysterious our understanding of the ancient Maya civilization still is. $137 million worth of artifacts. In 1990, while digging in his field, a farmer in Ongxiang County, Changde City, Hunan Province, China, discovered a strange sinkhole. Believing it might contain cultural relics, he immediately reported it to the local authorities. After experts arrived and conducted a thorough examination, they realized that the odd hole marked the top of an ancient tomb. The scale of the tomb was much larger than initially thought. However, it wasn't until 1991 that archaeologists officially began a large-scale excavation of the tomb. Thanks to the careful preparation of the experts, the excavation proceeded smoothly, and numerous precious cultural artifacts were uncovered, including 78 items made of gold, silver, and jade. The excavation was a great success, as archaeologists not only identified the tomb's owner, Lu Hong, a famous general from the late Western Jin dynasty, but also recovered a wealth of cultural relics, such as a gold seal, many bronze objects, and lacquerware. Among the many cultural relics discovered in this approximately 1,700-year-old tomb, one artifact caught the attention of archaeologists. It was a cylindrical object made of jade. The reason for its significance is simple. Experts have yet to determine its purpose. According to archaeologists, this object resembles a jade vessel, measuring 10.5 centimeters in height and 10.5 centimeters in diameter, crafted with intricate detail. Typically, most cultural jade artifacts unearthed are flawless and translucent, making them considered the highest quality jade. However, this jade vessel is made from a high-quality jade stone but is not translucent. Despite this, experts regard the vessel as a rare work of art. The most striking feature of the vessel is its unique carvings. The upper part of the jade vessel is exquisitely engraved with complex yet orderly patterns, including cloud motifs, dragons, and unicorns. The lower part is divided into 3 sections, each depicting battles between immortals and dragons, tigers and dragons and bears. The base of the vessel has 3 bear-shaped feet. These carvings reflect the people's desires for immortality, longevity, and wealth during that era. Finding jade artifacts like this vessel is not uncommon in modern archaeological discoveries. However, experts believe that the carving technique used on this vessel indicates it was created by master craftsmen thousands of years ago, surpassing the craftsmanship of the Jin dynasty. As a result, experts speculate that this jade vessel might have been a cherished antique of Lu Hong during his lifetime. This has sparked a debate among experts about the true purpose of the jade vessel, which dates back approximately 1,700 years. The black eggs that carry strange rumors. Located in Hakone, Kanagawa Prefecture, Japan, the Owakudani Valley has long been a famous destination in the land of the rising sun, not for its stunning scenery, but for a rare and unique phenomenon that cannot be found anywhere else on Earth. Owakudani, which means Hell Valley in Japanese, is also referred to by locals as Jigokudani, meaning Valley of Hell. It is a volcanic crater formed about 3,000 years ago after Mount Hakone erupted. Numerous landslides have created boiling hot springs and massive fumaroles that release steam and sulfurous gases such as hydrogen sulfide and sulfur dioxide. Taking advantage of these scalding hot springs, the locals have been boiling eggs in them for centuries, producing a peculiar delicacy called kuro tamago, or black eggs. The legend surrounding these eggs is even more surprising than the eggs themselves. Kuro tamago, meaning black egg, are regular chicken eggs boiled in the natural hot springs of Owakudani. The sulfur in the water turns the eggshells black. According to local legend, eating one of these eggs will add 7 years to your life. You can only purchase them in bundles of 5, priced at around 93,000 VND, roughly the cost of a beer keg. For the price of a beer, you could potentially add 35 years to your life expectancy. Locals even believe that eating these black eggs is the reason for the long lifespans of the Japanese. Mysterious markings on the beach. Scattered along the Moeraki Boulders beach in New Zealand are numerous strange spherical rocks. Shaped like giant dinosaur eggs, they are often referred to by locals as dragon eggs. With diameters reaching over 3 meters, these boulders formed from ancient marine sedimentary deposits about 65 million years ago. Several theories have been proposed regarding the origins of these mysterious rocks, including the idea that they could be eggs of extraterrestrial beings. Looking closely at the rocks, it is clear that their shapes are entirely natural, without any signs of human modification. Some of the rocks even feature cracks on their surface, forming narrow fissures that run through them. Aside from local legends, experts have explained that these boulders are the result of mud and sediment that compacted together over millions of years. Over time, the rocks have been gradually eroded by the tides. The boulders formed through the crystallization of minerals in the gaps between the sediment particles. The size of these eggs varies widely, with some as small as a human palm, while others have diameters up to 3 meters, heights reaching 2 meters, and weights of up to 16 tons. At times they resemble enormous bowling balls, yet they remain immovable, despite being continually battered by the waves. Historical photographs from the 19th century show that some of the Moeraki boulders were larger than they are today. In the past, tourists used to take smaller rocks as souvenirs. To prevent this, the Moeraki Boulders Beach is now strictly protected. No one is allowed to take, damage, or vandalize the rocks. Over the course of hundreds, even millions of years, ancient artifacts and the stories left behind by our ancestors continue to challenge both us and scientists around the world in the search for answers. Some mysteries have been unraveled in the past, but there are still many that remain completely unsolved. So, what do you think about today's archaeology topic? Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on more fascinating discoveries. And now, goodbye and see you next time.